Welcome to Calm Sleepcast, dear listeners. Tonight, as you settle in and let the day's worries drift away, I invite you to journey with me to a world both familiar and strange. A world of ancient stone olive groves and the quiet rhythm of lives lived long ago. Tonight, we travel to Sparta. You may have heard the legends. Fierce warriors, unbreakable discipline, a city built on strength and silence. But beneath the myths lies a reality far more complex and in many ways far less enviable. So close your eyes, let your breathing slow, and imagine yourself in the land of the Spartans. Let us begin. Chapter 1. Why you wouldn't last a day as a Spartan. Imagine yourself waking not to the gentle caress of sunlight but to the sharp, insistent blast of a horn. The sound echoes through the communal barracks, a stark reminder that comfort is a forgotten luxury. You are not a hero. Not yet. You are a child, barely old enough to understand the weight of the world, yet burdened with the expectations of a society that values strength above all else. From your first breath, your life is not your own. The elders inspect you with cold, assessing eyes, searching for any sign of weakness or imperfection. The room is quiet. The only sound, the soft shuffle of sandals on packed earth and the barely audible whispers of the observing adults. If you are deemed strong, if your limbs are straight and your spirit unyielding, you are allowed to live. If not, your journey ends before it truly begins. A harsh lesson in the brutal realities of Spartan life. As you grow, the rhythm of your days is dictated by the agog, the Spartan training system, a crucible forged in discipline and deprivation. Imagine the feel of coarse, unbleached wool against your skin, the rough fabric scratching and irritating, a constant reminder of the discomfort that permeates every aspect of your existence. The chill of cold water shocks your senses as you wash in the pre-dawn darkness, the icy liquid numbing your skin and stealing your breath. There is little comfort here. No soft embrace of warmth, only the relentless demand for endurance. Your meals are simple, often little more than a thin, watery broth, the taste of wild greens and barley lingering faintly on your tongue. Meat is a rare luxury, a distant memory. Hunger is a constant companion, gnawing at your stomach, a perpetual lesson in resilience and self-control. You learn to ignore the pangs, to push past the discomfort, to find strength in deprivation. The agog is relentless, a never-ending cycle of physical and mental challenges. You learn to march in silence, your bare feet pounding the dusty earth, the only sound the rhythmic cadence of your fellow trainees. You learn to obey without question, to follow orders without hesitation, to suppress any flicker of individuality or dissent. The instructors' voices are calm, measured, almost hypnotic, never raised in anger, but their expectations are unyielding, their gaze unwavering. You run barefoot over rocky ground, the sharp stones cutting into the soles of your feet, toughening your skin, and building an unyielding resilience. You sleep in communal halls, huddled together with your peers, the warmth of other bodies your only blanket against the night's chill. The air is thick with the scent of sweat and unwashed bodies, a primal aroma that speaks of shared hardship and unwavering commitment. Discomfort is not merely a byproduct of your training. It is woven into the very fabric of your days. You are encouraged to steal food, not for the thrill of transgression, but to learn cunning and resourcefulness, to hone your skills of stealth and deception. If you are caught, the punishment is swift and merciless, a public flogging, a period of starvation, a brutal reminder that in Sparta, mistakes are costly and weakness is unforgivable. The city itself is austere, a monument to simplicity and strength. Stone buildings rise from the earth, their walls thick and unadorned, their lines stark and unforgiving. The streets are quiet, almost eerily so, the rhythm of life measured and predictable, devoid of spontaneity or frivolity. There is little laughter, little music, little joy. The only song is the steady beat of discipline, the relentless march of conformity. As you grow older, the expectations do not ease, they intensify, becoming more demanding, more relentless. You join the ranks of the warriors, your life now a perpetual cycle of training, patrol, and preparation for war. The armor is heavy, the bronze plates pressing against your skin, restricting your movement and testing your endurance. The shield is rough beneath your fingers, a constant reminder of the weight of responsibility you carry, the burden of protecting your city and your comrades. You learn to move as one, to fight as one, to think as one. The phalanx, a living wall of bronze and will, an impenetrable force on the battlefield. Yet, even in adulthood, your life is not your own. The state dictates every aspect of your existence, from the clothes you wear to the food you eat, from the hours you sleep to the battles you fight. The state decides when you marry, when you procreate, when you die. Privacy is a luxury you do not know, a concept alien to the Spartan way of life. Your home is sparse, your possessions few, your desires suppressed. The rhythm of your life is a constant struggle, a relentless test of endurance, obedience, and silence, a perpetual sacrifice on the altar of Spartan ideals. And always beneath the surface there is fear. Fear of failure. Fear of punishment. Fear of the helots, the enslaved people who outnumber you, whose quiet resentment simmers like a volcano beneath the surface of Spartan society, a constant threat to the fragile order you have sworn to uphold. As the day ends, you lie on your simple bed, a rough mat of straw, the sounds of the barracks soft and steady, the snores and murmurs of your fellow warriors a lullaby of shared hardship. You close your eyes, knowing that tomorrow will bring the same challenges, the same unyielding rhythm, the same relentless demands. This is the reality behind the legend, a life of discipline, discomfort, and constant struggle. A world where individual desires are sacrificed for the greater good of Sparta. As the night deepens, let us leave behind the daily grind of the ordinary Spartan and turn our gaze to a figure whose name echoes through history. Let us walk in the footsteps of a king. Chapter 2. The Tragic Triumphs of King Leonidas. Imagine yourself transported to the heart of ancient Sparta, within the austere yet dignified halls of the royal palace. The air here is noticeably different, thicker perhaps, with the scent of pressed olives and the gentle, persistent aroma of burning oil lamps that cast dancing shadows upon the cool stone walls. It is a space where solemnity and contemplation intertwine, a sanctuary for a man burdened by destiny. Here, among the hushed whispers of history, walks Leonidas. He is not merely a warrior, though his skill in combat is undeniable. He is a king, shaped by the same rigorous discipline as every Spartan citizen, yet set apart by the immense weight of the crown he bears. This responsibility is a palpable thing, a constant presence that molds his every decision and action. Leonidas was not born to rule, a twist of fate that adds a layer of complexity to his character. As the second son, his path seemed predetermined, his future unfolding in the shadow of his elder brother. He trained relentlessly, honing his body and mind, enduring the same hardships and deprivations as his peers, yet always aware that the throne was not his birthright. He excelled in the art of war, mastering the intricacies of strategy and combat, but his destiny remained veiled, a secret whispered only by the gods. Yet as the years unfurled, fate, with its capricious hand, intervened. His elder brother, the heir apparent, succumbed to illness, leaving the throne vacant and the future of Sparta uncertain. In a moment that would forever alter the course of his life, Leonidas found himself thrust into a position he had never anticipated, a role that demanded not only unwavering strength and courage, but also profound wisdom and astute diplomacy. As king, Leonidas embodied a paradox. He was both leader and servant, a ruler who understood that true power lay not in domination but in dedication to his people. His days were consumed by the weighty matters of state, filled with council meetings where the low, measured murmur of voices debated the delicate balance between war and peace, justice and governance. He listened with unwavering attention, his brow often furrowed in deep concentration, meticulously weighing each argument, carefully considering the potential consequences, always with the welfare and security of Sparta held sacred in his heart. He made it a point to walk among his people, a figure of authority and respect, yet he never allowed the trappings of royalty to distance him from his humble beginnings. He shared in their hardships, understood their daily struggles, and remained steadfastly committed to the core Spartan ideals of simplicity, discipline, and unwavering devotion to the state. The world beyond Sparta's borders was in a state of constant flux, growing more turbulent and perilous with each passing year. The vast and seemingly inexhaustible Persian Empire, with its insatiable hunger for conquest, cast a long, ominous shadow over Greece, its formidable armies poised to invade its expansionist ambitions, threatening to engulf the entire region in a tide of tyranny. The threat was undeniably real, the danger escalating with each passing season, and Leonidas, with his keen strategic mind, understood that Sparta, and indeed all of Greece, stood precariously on the precipice of a monumental conflict that would determine the fate of their civilization. When the desperate call came to defend Greece against the encroaching Persian menace, when the other city-states, weakened and divided, pleaded for Sparta's military assistance, Leonidas did not hesitate, not even for a moment. He possessed a clear and unwavering understanding of the immense risks involved, fully comprehending the daunting odds they faced. But he also recognized the paramount importance of standing resolute against the forces of tyranny and oppression. He knew that freedom once lost was a treasure rarely regained. With a heavy heart but an unshakable resolve, he gathered his warriors, a small but exceptionally formidable force, each man hand-picked for his skill, courage, and unwavering loyalty. They were not merely soldiers. They were Spartans bound by sacred oaths and an unyielding code of honor, each prepared to sacrifice everything, their comfort, their families, and even their very lives, for the sake of their beloved city and the preservation of their cherished freedom. The arduous march to the strategic pass of Thermopylae was a grueling test of endurance. The road winding through a landscape of rugged mountains and hills blanketed with fragrant pine forests and wild thyme. The air was crisp and clean, carrying the scent of the earth and the distant sea, and the sky stretched above them, a vast expanse of brilliant blue. Yet despite the natural beauty that surrounded them, a palpable sense of foreboding permeated the atmosphere, a haunting premonition of the harrowing trials and tribulations that lay ahead. Upon reaching the narrow pass of Thermopylae, where towering mountains met the crashing waves of the sea, Leonidas and his valiant men made their resolute stand. They formed an unyielding wall of bronze shields and hardened muscle, a defiant barrier against the seemingly unstoppable advance of the Persian hordes. The ensuing days were long and fraught with tension, the oppressive atmosphere punctuated only by the distant rumble of approaching armies, a sound that sent shivers down the spines of even the most seasoned warriors. The rhythmic beat of Persian war drums echoed through the mountains, a constant psychological assault that tested their resolve. The glint of sunlight reflecting off the polished bronze armor of the enemy, combined with the quiet murmur of whispered prayers in the gathering darkness, all contributed to an overwhelming atmosphere of solemn anticipation, a stark acknowledgement of the impending clash that would determine their fate. The battle itself erupted with the ferocity of a summer storm, swift, chaotic, and utterly unforgiving. The deafening clash of steel against steel, the agonizing screams of the wounded and dying, the thunderous roar of charging armies, all coalesced into a scene of unimaginable chaos and carnage that would forever be etched into the memories of those who survived. Leonidas, a beacon of unwavering courage, fought relentlessly at the forefront of the Spartan line, his very presence serving as a steady anchor amidst the swirling chaos, his fearless actions inspiring his men to fight with unparalleled ferocity and unwavering determination. He possessed a clear and unclouded understanding of the immense cost of their defiance, fully aware that victory against such overwhelming odds was virtually impossible. He knew that his small, valiant force could not hope to withstand the full might of the Persian army indefinitely. Yet, despite the grim reality that stared him in the face, he stood firm, his resolve unshakable, his commitment to the defense of Greece unwavering. He made the conscious and deeply agonizing decision to sacrifice himself and his loyal men, to buy precious time for the rest of Greece to awaken, to unite, and to prepare for the inevitable Persian invasion that would soon follow. When the end finally arrived, it was not heralded by a triumphant roar or a glorious fanfare, but rather with a quiet, almost serene resolve, a peaceful acceptance of the inescapable hand of fate. Leonidas, with his last breath, fell valiantly upon the blood-soaked ground, his body joining those of his courageous men, their collective sacrifice forever consecrating the hallowed ground of Thermopylae and etching their names into the eternal annals of history. The earth beneath them was saturated with the mingled blood of heroes, a poignant testament to their unwavering courage and their ultimate sacrifice for the cause of freedom. In the ensuing years and centuries, the name of Leonidas transformed into a timeless legend, a potent symbol of unwavering courage, selfless sacrifice, and an unyielding commitment to the ideals of freedom and self-determination. But behind the enduring myth there remained a man, a king who was forced to confront impossible choices, who bore the crushing weight of immense expectations, who ultimately met his tragic fate with unwavering calm and resolute determination, knowing in his heart that his noble death would serve as an eternal inspiration, galvanizing others to rise up and fight for the principles and values they held most dear. As you gently drift towards sleep, allow your mind to conjure an image of the profound quiet that descended upon the pass of Thermopylae after the battle's end. Imagine the mournful wind whispering through the towering mountains, carrying with it the lingering scent of smoke and the faint metallic tang of blood. Picture the world slowly returning to its natural state of tranquility, the echoes of the fierce battle gradually fading into the distant recesses of memory. The rhythm of their extraordinary lives, the enduring impact of their courageous choices, continues to resonate through the corridors of time, a powerful testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity and the eternal legacy of those who dare to stand against the tide of tyranny. Now, let us leave the world of kings and warriors, the clash of bronze and the weight of destiny. Let us wander into the shadows of history, where secrets lie buried beneath the dust of ages, and mysteries wait patiently to be uncovered, their whispers carried on the wind. Chapter 3. The Lost Secrets of Spartan Society. Imagine yourself as an explorer of time, standing amidst ancient ruins bathed in the warm, golden light of the setting sun. The stones beneath your feet are smooth and worn, each one a silent witness to centuries of human endeavor. The air is alive with the subtle scents of wild herbs, sun-baked earth, and the distant, ever-present aroma of the sea. Here, in the quiet spaces between what is known and what has been lost to the relentless march of time, the enigmatic secrets of Spartan society linger, waiting to be rediscovered. It is important to remember that much of what we think we know about Sparta comes to us, not from the Spartans themselves, but from the accounts of outsiders, travelers, historians, and poets who glimpse the city from afar, their perspectives inevitably colored by their own cultural biases and preconceived notions. The Spartans, notoriously secretive and self-contained, left behind few written records, their stories carried on the wind, their truths often obscured by myth and legend. The Agog, the infamous Spartan training system, remains shrouded in mystery, its inner workings veiled in secrecy and ritual. From the tender age of 7, Spartan boys were taken from their families, their childhoods abruptly curtailed, and thrust into a world of relentless discipline and deprivation. They were raised in communal halls, their days a grueling cycle of physical exertion, military drills, and unwavering obedience. Yet within this harsh and unforgiving environment, there were also moments of unexpected camaraderie, a shared meal, a whispered joke in the darkness, the quiet comfort of belonging to a brotherhood forged in hardship. Women, too, held a unique and often misunderstood place in Spartan society. Unlike their counterparts in other Greek city-states, Spartan women were not confined to the domestic sphere. They were educated, encouraged to develop their physical strength, and granted a degree of independence that was virtually unheard of in the ancient world. They managed vast estates, trained in athletics, and were known for their sharp wit and outspoken nature. Their presence was a quiet but powerful force, shaping the rhythm of daily life and influencing the course of Spartan history. The Helots, the enslaved class who toiled tirelessly to support the Spartan way of life, remain a shadowy presence in the historical record. Their labor provided the economic foundation upon which Spartan society rested, freeing Spartan citizens to focus on military training and civic duties. Yet, their existence was one of constant oppression and exploitation. their lives marked by hardship and suffering. Rebellions simmered beneath the surface of Spartan society, their stories largely lost to time, their voices a silent chorus of resentment and resistance in the background of history. Archaeologists, with their painstaking work, have unearthed tantalizing fragments of the Spartan past. Pieces of pottery adorned with intricate designs, fragments of bronze weapons worn smooth by centuries of use, the crumbling remains of ancient barracks that once housed generations of Spartan warriors. Each artifact is a whisper from the past, a tangible clue to understanding a world both familiar and profoundly strange. Despite these discoveries, many mysteries remain unsolved, tantalizing questions that continue to intrigue and challenge historians. The precise nature of the rituals performed during the Agog, the inner workings of the secret councils that governed Sparta, the true extent of Spartan law and its impact on daily life, all remain subjects of intense debate and speculation. As you wander among these ancient stones, let your mind drift freely, unburdened by the constraints of modern thought. Imagine the lives that were lived here, the moments of joy and sorrow, the quiet acts of courage and compassion, the hopes and fears that animated the hearts of ordinary Spartans. The rhythm of their lives, the secrets they guarded so fiercely, the echoes of their triumphs and tragedies, all linger in the silence, waiting to be heard by those who are willing to listen. As the night deepens and the stars begin to emerge in the inky sky, let us shift our focus once more, turning our gaze towards another facet of Spartan society. Let us step into the world of the elite, where power and privilege shaped a vastly different kind of existence, a life both envied and burdened by its own unique set of constraints. Chapter 4. The Other Side of Sparta, Life Among the Elite. Imagine yourself transported from the austere training grounds and communal barracks to a grand hall, the air within cool and fragrant with the delicate scent of freshly cut laurel and the subtle aroma of expensive incense. Here within these hallowed walls the kings and elders of Sparta gather, their voices low and measured, their eyes sharp with the accumulated wisdom and experience of years spent navigating the treacherous currents of power. The elite of Sparta, those born into positions of leadership and influence, lived lives that were undeniably privileged, yet also circumscribed by the rigid demands of Spartan society. They dined on finer foods, their tables laden with succulent olives, creamy cheeses, and honeyed wine imported from distant lands. Yet even amidst this relative luxury, the principles of Spartan simplicity and self-discipline were rigorously upheld. Excess was frowned upon, ostentatious displays of wealth were discouraged, and the pursuit of personal pleasure was always tempered by a sense of civic duty. The Council of Elders, known as the Gerousia, wielded immense power in Sparta, their decisions shaping the fate of the city and its people. Composed of men over the age of 60, chosen for their wisdom, experience, and unwavering commitment to Spartan ideals, the Gerousia served as an advisory body to the kings, guiding policy and ensuring the stability of the state. Their debates were conducted with calm deliberation, their discussions reasoned and methodical, the rhythm of their deliberations steady and unhurried, reflecting the gravity of the issues they faced. Women of the elite class, while excluded from formal political power, exercised considerable influence behind the scenes. They managed vast estates overseeing the cultivation of crops, the management of livestock, and the supervision of slaves. Their authority was respected, their opinions valued, and their contributions to the economic well-being of Sparta were essential. They were also responsible for raising the next generation of Spartan warriors, instilling in their sons the values of courage, discipline, and unwavering loyalty to the state. Their strength was often quiet and understated, their influence subtle but profound, shaping the course of Spartan history in ways that were not always immediately apparent. Yet, even amidst the privileges and comforts enjoyed by the elite, there was a persistent undercurrent of tension, a constant awareness of the fragility of their position. The ever-present threat of Helot revolt loomed large in their minds, a chilling reminder of the precariousness of their power. The pressure to uphold the strict Spartan code of conduct, to embody the ideals of courage, self-discipline, and unwavering devotion to the state, was relentless. The constant scrutiny of their peers, the fear of being perceived as weak or decadent, weighed heavily upon them. The contrast between the lives of the elite and those of ordinary Spartans was stark and undeniable. While some enjoyed the relative comfort and security of power, others toiled in silence, their struggles unseen, their sacrifices unacknowledged. The vast majority of the population lived lives of hardship and deprivation, their days consumed by manual labor, their existence defined by obedience and sacrifice. As the night draws to a close, imagine the city of Sparta at rest, shrouded in darkness, the stars shining brightly above the rooftops. The streets are quiet, the sounds of daily life fading into a peaceful hush. The rhythm of their lives, the constant struggle for survival, the moments of quiet pride and unwavering determination, all blend together into a tapestry of human experience, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. Closing. And now, as our journey through the world of ancient Sparta gently draws to its close, allow your mind to drift back to the present moment, to the comfort and safety of your own surroundings. The echoes of the past, the struggles and triumphs of the Spartans, fade into the distance, becoming a soft and soothing backdrop to your own peaceful reverie. The world outside is quiet, the air still and calm. The weight of history, the burdens of ancient discipline, no longer press upon you. You are safe, warm, and at rest, free from the demands and expectations of a society that valued strength above all else. The rhythm of your own life is yours to shape, your choices guided by your own desires and aspirations, unburdened by the rigid constraints of Spartan society. You are free to pursue your passions, to express your individuality, to live a life of comfort and ease that would have been unimaginable to the warriors of Sparta. Let the stories of Sparta, with their tales of courage, sacrifice, and unwavering devotion, gently fade into the background, becoming a soothing lullaby that carries you towards a peaceful and restful sleep. May your dreams be filled with tranquility, your rest deep and restorative, and your night filled with the quiet calm that allows you to awaken refreshed and renewed. Good night.